Good morning, everybody. It's Friday here on the East Coast, and I'm uploading a new file for our class today, video. I've read your very moving posts around this week's topic. I can see that some of you have very personal connections to the subject, certainly of the Shoah and its intergenerational impact. And others of you share how this is a topic so vast that there's no a way to deal with it, so maybe we'll just ignore it, which makes a lot of sense. And sometimes that is one way to deal with things until we're feeling ready, is to, as put it, aside. I too have a very personal relationship to this issue from a theological, familial, historical lens, because my father was trapped in Poland until 1941, and through a series of miraculous events was able to depart. He was separated from his parents from the age of 4.5 to 6 as a result of the war, and pretty much everybody in his family circle, and in particular his paternal grandparents who were with him, the Nazis murdered them all, along with a couple who survived, in a few who survived either in the Soviet Union or passing as Gentiles. So myself, I've struggled with this topic quite a bit, and its relationship to faith. Because of my sense of a strong commitment and connection to Judaism, to Jewish prayer, to Jewish ritual practice, there have been times in my life when I have distanced myself, and I now know, after many years of working through this with spiritual directors, with friends, family, and also with therapists, that there has been a lot of anger in me towards the Jewish God, so to speak, the God of the covenant of the Brit, the God who is the Shekhinah of the Jewish people. And I don't need to go into my own theology right now about how I've dealt with it and continue to deal with it. To say, though, that I'm not willing to give up on the relationship, and as Rabbi Gilman, I don't know if it's in one of our chapters, says, that the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And so long as we're in a place of deep emotional struggle or theological struggle, then we're still in the game. I'm going to post next week a couple of, at the beginning of next week, a couple of terminologies for you to think about: Shoah, Holocaust, Chorban, as we go into the teaching of, because they may affect you. I also wanted to alert you to a new movie that's out called Who Will Write Our History, which is a documentary plus some added aspects around the Oneg Shabbos archive that was kept by Emanuel Ringelbaum, Zichrono Livracha, and many others in the Warsaw Ghetto. And it's based on all of the anthropological, political, sociological, theological writings that people did in the ghetto that he gathered together as part of a project to commemorate people's experiences. And there's also a very difficult film called A Film Unfinished, which is photography that the Nazis did in the Warsaw Ghetto, a lot of staged things, and they never put it together. And it was found after the war, and it's narrated by the director, and there are also people who survived the Warsaw Ghetto and have made some comments. It's not about theology, but maybe it is a lens for us to try to explore the issues of evil and goodness. I'm going to end today with a letter from my grandfather, Zichrono Levracha, Philip Tauber, when he turned 80, because it's very moving and it testifies to the way that we interpret events in the world, and where does God figure into that.